Hello everyone, my name is Emery, aka Low Rise Diaries, and today I'm going to be discussing yet another band in my series, A New Fan's Guide To. So in this series, I hope that it is a resource for people who maybe they've been recommended a band by someone or they've found a band on their own and they want to learn more information about them but they don't really know where to start. Or if you are a returning fan of one of the bands that I make videos on, maybe you'll find some facts and some fun things that you don't know about them, because at the end of every video I do include some fun facts, trivia, things like that, to get you excited about the bands that I talk about, because they're great and I really believe that you should check out every single one of them that I will mention throughout this series. But today's video is super special to me because this band is a band that I have loved for around 5 years now. They're my favorite band of all time. I've seen them live twice. I own their entire discography on vinyl. And this band is none other than
Greta Van Fleet.
I want to give a slight disclaimer. So in the process of researching for this video, making sure that I get the dates and historical accuracy of everything correct, I have used other sources. I've used videos, articles, things of that nature. So I do want to make sure that I give all credit where credit is due. And I will link every single source, video, thing that I reference in this video down in the description below. So if you are interested in learning more from those articles or videos or things of that nature, you can just go down there and click the link or copy and paste it. It should give you every single source that I reference. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Okay, so I'm going to be starting this video by giving you a condensed history of the band, where they came from to where they are now. So the band Greta Van Fleet was formed in Frankenmuth, Michigan in 2012 while the members were still in high school. Super tiny, super small. I'll get to just how young they were later on in this video, but they were very young and super talented. Jake Kiska, who is the band's lead guitarist, had always wanted to be in a band. And his twin brother Josh was involved in theater, and he had dreams of being a film producer, filmmaker, things of that sort when he went off to college. He supported his brother's dream as well. He wanted to make sure that he was happy, and so he decided that he would be alright doing the vocals for the band that Jake wanted to start. So the original lineup of Greta Van Fleet consisted of three brothers, Josh Kiska on vocals, Jake Kiska on lead guitar, and Sam Kiska, who is their younger brother and the bassist. And the drummer was a man by the name of Kyle Hawk, and he was a classmate of theirs in high school and just someone that they knew from around town. So they mainly played local gigs around this time with the original lineup, and they even played at their school talent show and things of that sort. So their first ever live performance was at a place called Jan's Bar in Swartz Creek, Michigan, sometime around 2013. And they also even performed at people's birthday parties. So the original lineup as it stood then released a number of singles. For example, Cloud Train and Standing On. There were a ton more, but those are just kind of the more known ones that got more traction of sorts. And if you do some digging, you can still find them on platforms such as YouTube and SoundCloud. You just have to know what to look for, but they are available to listen to if you're interested. So as the band began to grow though, Hawk began to become detached, we'll say. So he would show up late to gigs, and he allegedly even faked injuries to skip them entirely. When asked later if they ended on good terms, Josh comments that it's confusing because, you know, you try to reach out and all of that. I think it depends. I mean, for me, I thought we're kind of not. So, needless to say, the band has a little bit of a history with Kyle. After being let down a few times by him, not really thinking he's the best fit for the band, they decided to part ways with him. The band eventually invited longtime friend Daniel Wagner to fill in for an upcoming show that they had booked, and he eventually became the permanent replacement, and then this is the finalized lineup today as it stands currently. So, with Danny now on board, the band began to become even more serious, and in 2014, in March, their song Standing On was featured in the 2014 Chevy Equinox advertisements around the Detroit area. So during this year, the band also began to work on crowdfunding, which is a way to raise money from a large portion of people, typically through the internet or other means of that sort. So they pitched their show at Groovebox Studios in Detroit, Michigan.
Hello, I'm Josh. This is Greta Van Fleet, and welcome to our crowdfunding video for Groovebox Studio.
Ended up actually raising enough money, and they got to perform and record a live EP with an audience from the help of the people that donated money to them and helped them reach their goal. So this video was made on June 7th, and when this EP was recorded, Sam and Danny were only 14 and 15 years old respectively. They are very, very young. The twins are not much older than them. So this band was already doing amazing things at such a young age, truly. Now we're going to move on to 2017. So the years in between 2014 and 2017 were pretty silent from Greta Van Fleet. They didn't release anything. They were just kind of working on their own thing and developing their craft. In 2017 though, this is when the band started to absolutely skyrocket. So they signed to Lava Records in March, and then a month later they released the music video for their debut single, Highway Tune, along with a kind of behind-the-scenes teaser video of sorts on YouTube. This was the band's first music video release, and the band's debut EP, Black Smoke Rising, was released on April 21st. That same day, Music named Greta Van Fleet the new artist of the week, and Highway Tune topped the Billboard US 100 mainstream rock and active rock charts in September for 4 weeks in a row with their debut EP, and the band also toured with the Struts during May. So after that, the band released an 8-song double EP titled From the Fires on November 10th of 2017. So in addition to the 4 tracks of Black Smoke Rising, From the Fires features the new recordings of The Edge of Darkness and Talk on the Street, as well as covers of Sam Cooke's A Change Is Gonna Come and Fairport Convention's Meet on the Ledge. So these 4 new tracks were recorded in September at Rust Belt Studios in Royal Oak, Michigan. So the band also released Safari Song as a single in October, and in November, the band announced that they would be recording their first full-length album shortly after the release of From the Fires, and that they expected its release by mid-2018. Something that's really important to note during this time is that the band actually performed at Elton John's Academy Award party in March 2018 at his personal request. So Elton John himself, Sir Elton John, wanted the band to be there at his request. And so John even joined Greta Van Fleet on stage for his Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, and there, You're the One. So after that set, it is said that Elton John recommended the band get more dramatic and flamboyant with their performance and wardrobe. So on July 26th of that same year, the band made their TV debut on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon with When the Curtain Falls, which is their first single off of their debut album. Anthem of the Peaceful Army, the band's debut album, was released on October 19th of 2018. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, and in December, the band was nominated for 4 Grammy Awards: Best New Artist, Best Rock Performance, Best Rock Song for Black Smoke Rising, and Best Rock Album for From the Fires, of which they won. So Greta Van Fleet not only got nominated for 4 Grammys, they won one of them with their very first ever release, which is just insane. So on January 19th of 2019, Greta Van Fleet appeared as a musical guest on Saturday Night Live, and they performed both Black Smoke Rising and You're the One. And the latter performance would go on later to skyrocket them to fame, and it blew up on TikTok and other short-form social media platforms.
See where we've been. Can't you hold my hand and stay a while?
So then on October 9th of 2020, the band released the new single My Way Soon, accompanied by a music video that was shot, edited, and directed by the band themselves. This song was expected to appear on their upcoming second album, which, according to Wagner, was about the band's touring experiences so far and how it opened their eyes. He states, "We realized that while growing up, we had been shielded by a lot of things. We were unaware of a lot of things." So on December 4th, the band announced their second studio album would be entitled The Battle at Garden's Gate, and a single titled Age of the Machine was also released alongside the announcement, and the album was released on April 16th of 2021. So at the final 3 shows of their Dreams in Gold tour, the band played 5 new songs titled Meeting the Master, The Falling Sky, The Indigo Streak, Sacred the Thread, and Farewell for Now. So the band then announced that their album was entitled Starcatcher, and it would be released on July 21st of 2023. So they released all 5 of these songs that they had performed as singles, along with music video for Meeting the Master and visualizers for pretty much every other song on the album. Sacred the Thread was released on May 19th, Farewell for Now on June 8th, and The Falling Sky on June 27th. And the band released the album on July 21st, 2023, and it debuted at number 8 on the US Billboard 200. That is where Greta Van Fleet currently stands. That is kind of the extent of their projects thus far, and I am so excited to see what they will continue to do as a band. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the fun part of the video. This is my favorite part of these videos that I've done so far, and this is kind of the fun fact and trivia section of the video. So I'm gonna give you some fun facts about the band, its members, so you have some more information on that, and these are really fun, so I hope that you enjoy. So the first one that I have is that the band's logo actually has the same font of Netflix's Stranger Things kind of title card. So in an interview in 2019, Sam states, "We were on Sunset Boulevard and we were driving by and we were like,
He stole our font!
Secondly, we have that the band got their name because of the previous drummer, Kyle. So Kyle knew a lady in their neighborhood, and her name was Greta Van Fleet. And so the band members, the guys, they all thought that her name was really interesting. Asked her if they could use it as inspiration for a project they were doing. At the time, Greta wasn't really solidified of sorts, and she actually said yes. She gave them their blessing, and so with a few minor tweaks, Greta Van Fleet was born. The third thing that I have for us is that Jake's guitar of choice is a 1961 Cherry Red Les Paul, and he started playing guitar when he was around 2 or 3 years old.
And I play guitar, and I like to do it behind my head and brush my teeth with.
So number 4 is my personal favorite, and these videos are so funny. I definitely recommend that you go check them out after you're done watching this one if you want a good laugh. But the band actually has a series of alter egos in which they did a series of masterclass kind of spin-offs on YouTube. So Josh is a spiritual psychologist, Jake is a pirate-esque kind of British professor, Danny is a pro golfer, and Sam is a vegan chef. And they're all so funny. They're still up on YouTube. They were made in 2020, I believe. But they're just amazing. And I really love the fact that in those videos you see a different side of the members that isn't just them on stage being serious about their music, which they definitely should be. But I really enjoy those videos. It gives you a great sense of each of their personalities individually as band members. Number 5, I have that the Kiskas and Danny also have other siblings. So the Kiskas have another sister named Veronica or Ronnie. And as far as I know, research that I could find, she still lives in Michigan. I believe she still works there. So that's really cool. And also, Danny has a younger sister named Josie, and she also lives in Michigan as far as I can tell as well. Oh, the next one that I have for us is that Jake recently released a full-length studio album with Chris Turpin of Ida May alongside Mikey Sorbello and Nick Pini, where he plays guitar and also shares lead vocals for a side project entitled Mirador. Van Fleet, Jake had only done background vocals, I know, for Black Smoke Rising, the song, and maybe a few other times on In the Battle. In Mirador, he actually does share lead vocal duties with Chris Turpin. I pre-ordered it on vinyl. I got it for my birthday. It has her autograph, and I'm so excited for it to come in. Worth mentioning is that Mirador actually opened for Greta on a few exclusive Starcatcher dates, which I was lucky enough to see them live in person. They were flawless. Amazing. Zero notes. And so the last thing that I have, so speaking of openers, Greta Van Fleet has actually opened for Metallica in 2022 and 23 on their M72 World Tour. But yeah, that wraps up this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you are a new fan and you're looking for more content, like I said, or if you're an old fan, I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something new. I hope that you will check out Greta Van Fleet. Like I said, they're my favorite band of all time. Even though they are a huge band, not a lot of people still know about them, and so definitely if you've never heard of them, this is the first time you're ever hearing of them, please go check them out. They are incredible. Them as people, they're amazing humans, and they're just my favorite people ever. I love them so much. And so, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you some cool information that you've never heard of before. Also, subscribe if you are looking for more content like this. And please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part was. And also, give me some recommendations for more bands that I should cover on my series, A New Fan's Guide to. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Action!
Watch out! Wow!